Beloved, I come to you now from the unseen realms, where the divine council gathers, where angels move with precision and purpose to intercept every act of injustice before it can complete its destructive course. I am not merely a voice but a messenger, sent from the throne of grace to pierce through the veil that cloaks the schemes of this world. What has happened to you is no small matter. It is not just a transaction gone awry, not just a signature duplicated on a piece of paper, but a spiritual assault aimed at the very core of your identity, your legacy, and your divine inheritance. Your name, a sacred emblem of who you are, has been misused, forged in a property deal crafted in shadows, designed to rob you of what is rightfully yours. But hear me now, child of light, heaven has seen it all, and heaven is responding. This is not a moment for fear, though the weight of betrayal may press against your heart. This is not a moment for despair, though the thought of your trust being violated may stir unease. No, this is a moment to awaken. To rise. To stand in the truth of who you are and whose you are. For the God who formed you has not abandoned you, and the angels assigned to your life are moving swiftly, their wings stirring the winds of justice. What was done in secret is being brought to light, and what was meant to harm you will be turned for your good. Let me speak plainly, for the Spirit moves with clarity. There are those who thought they could outwit you, who believed they could slip past your awareness, forging your signature on documents you never saw, speaking your name in rooms you never entered. They moved in silence, their motives cloaked in smiles and false familiarity, thinking their plans would go unnoticed. Perhaps they are close to you, closer than you might wish to believe. Perhaps they share your table, your blood, or your history. Their betrayal stings not because of the property they sought to claim but because of the trust they broke. Yet, do not let their actions define you. Do not let their schemes dim the light within you. For what they did not understand is that your name is not just a mark on a page, it is a covenant, written in the eternal records of heaven, guarded by the one who calls you his own. You may have sensed this violation before you knew it. A restlessness in your spirit. A whisper in the night that something was not right. Sleepless moments where your heart raced, though you could not name the cause. That was not mere anxiety, beloved. That was the Spirit of God stirring within you, nudging you to awareness, preparing you for this moment of revelation. Your soul felt the tampering, the misuse of your identity, because your soul is attuned to the divine frequency of truth. And now, the truth is rising like a tide, unstoppable, unrelenting, washing away every lie that sought to bind you. This property deal, this fraudulent act, is more than a legal matter. It is a battle in the spiritual realm, a clash between light and darkness, between what is yours by divine right and what others seek to steal through deception. But hear this, the enemy does not have the final word. The forgers, the schemers, the ones who thought they could rewrite your story, they have miscalculated. They did not account for the God who sees all, who records every whispered agreement, every falsified document, every hidden intention. In the book of justice, their actions are laid bare, and the scales are tipping in your favor. Heaven is not passive in this matter. Angels have been dispatched, their assignments clear, to uncover every falsified paper, to trace every illicit signature, to bring to light every conversation held in secret. These are not mere metaphors, beloved. These are the movements of the Divine Council, working through the systems of this world or through legal channels, through human hands, through moments that will seem like coincidences but are orchestrated by the hand of God. A clerk may stumble upon a discrepancy. A lawyer may feel compelled to double-check a file. A conversation may surface that reveals more than the speaker intended. These are not random events. These are the fingerprints of heaven, intervening on your behalf. The scheme runs deeper than you might yet realize. It is not just about a single property or a single deal. It is a web, carefully woven by those who have watched your life with envy or ambition. They saw your blessings, your potential, your divine favor, and they sought to divert it for themselves. Some may have acted out of greed, others out of fear or desperation, but their motives do not change the outcome. They have touched what is sacred, and in doing so, they have invited divine scrutiny. Yet, even as I speak of their actions, I urge you to release the weight of their betrayal. Do not let their darkness take root in your heart. Forgiveness is not for their sake alone, it is for your freedom. To carry their sin within you is to let their poison linger. Hand it over to God, who judges with wisdom, justice, and mercy far beyond human understanding. What is coming next is not destruction but deliverance. Let me paint for you the picture of what heaven is preparing. First, there is revelation. Sooner, perhaps in days, perhaps in weeks, so you will hear something that confirms what your spirit has already sensed. It may come as a shock, a sudden unveiling of truth that leaves you momentarily breathless. It could be a phone call, a letter, a document that crosses your path, or a conversation that seems to come out of nowhere. Do not fear this moment. Embrace it. The truth, though it may sting, is your ally. It will not destroy you, it will set you free. It will break the chains of deception and give you clarity to move forward. Second, there is restoration. What was signed against your will shall be undone. The property that was slipping from your grasp will return to you, not merely as it was but with increase. Heaven does not restore in half measures. When God moves, He moves with overflow, with abundance that testifies to His goodness. This restoration is not just about land or assets, it is about your dignity, your voice, your rightful place. What was meant to diminish you will instead elevate you, because God turns the enemy's plans upside down. Third, there is redirection. This moment, painful though it may be, is being used to refine your path. You will begin to see people differently, and not with hatred, but with discernment. God is pruning your circle, separating those who are truly for you from those who merely pretend. This is not a loss, it is a gift. You are being positioned for a season of greater clarity, where your relationships align with your purpose, where your trust is placed in those who honor it. Trust this process, even when it feels uncomfortable. God is preparing you for a new chapter, one where your steps are sure and your allies are true. Finally, there is revival. This confrontation will not drain you, it will ignite you. You will emerge from this stronger, more confident, more connected to the divine purpose woven into your life. The fire of this trial will not consume you, it will refine you, burning away doubt and fear, leaving only the gold of your faith and resilience. You will stand taller, speak bolder, and walk with an authority that comes from knowing you are backed by heaven itself. Beloved, release the fear that tries to cling to you. You are not alone in this. The legal systems of this world are being stirred by divine hands. Angels are working through the details, exposing errors, prompting questions, guiding the hearts of those who hold the keys to justice. What was hidden is being brought to light, and what was stolen is being returned. But you must do your part. Stand in truth. Speak with clarity. Do not shrink back from the process, even if it feels daunting. Your name is sacred, and no one has the power to rewrite what God has authored in your life. Pay attention to the signs around you. The phone call that seems random. The document that arrives unexpectedly. The conversation that feels like a divine appointment. Nothing in your life is accidental right now. Heaven is speaking, guiding, directing. Every step you take is guarded, every decision you make is covered by divine favor. You are not a victim of this scheme, you are a victor, rising above it, reclaiming what is yours. And when this is over, and it will be over, do not keep silent. Testify. Share your story. Let your voice carry the weight of what God has done for you. Because somewhere, someone else is being deceived, their name misused, their trust betrayed. Your words will be the light that exposes the next lie, the spark that ignites their own awakening. Your testimony will ripple beyond your own life, touching others, breaking chains, and declaring the faithfulness of God. Your name is not just ink on a page. It is a legacy, a declaration of who you are in the eyes of heaven. Your signature is sacred, a mark of your authority in this world and the next. No one can duplicate what God has authored in you. No scheme, no forgery, no betrayal can overwrite the divine script of your life. The deal made in darkness is being undone by the light of divine justice, and you, beloved, are standing in the center of that light. So rise. Stand tall. Let the river of justice flow. Let it wash away every wrong, purify every record, and restore what is rightfully yours. Your angels are at work, your God is faithful, and your future is secure. Amen. And so, beloved, as you stand at this pivotal moment, know that the divine narrative of your life is unfolding with purpose and precision. The forgery of your signature, the misuse of your sacred name, was not the end of your story but a chapter designed to elevate you into a new realm of authority, wisdom, and divine favor. The heavens have spoken, and the earth is aligning to reflect the justice that has been decreed on your behalf. Every falsified document, every whispered scheme, every hidden motive is being exposed, not by your hand alone but by the orchestration of angels who move at the command of the one who calls you his own. This is not a moment of defeat but of triumph, not a season of loss but of restoration. You are not merely reclaiming what was taken, you are stepping into a greater inheritance, one that carries the weight of heaven's promises and the overflow of God's goodness. As the light of truth pierces through the shadows of deception, you are being called to walk boldly in the authority that has always been yours. The restlessness you felt, the unease that stirred your spirit, was not a sign of weakness but of divine sensitivity, a signal that your soul is attuned to the frequency of justice. You sensed the violation before you saw it because you are not just a participant in this world, you are a co-heir with Christ, a bearer of divine purpose, a vessel of sacred identity. The enemy thought he could steal from you, but he underestimated the God who guards you. The forgers thought they could rewrite your story, but they did not account for the author of life, who holds the pen and writes with eternal ink. Your name, your legacy, your future, they are untouchable by human schemes, for they are sealed in the courts of heaven. This moment is your awakening. It is the unveiling of your resilience, your faith, and your unyielding connection to the divine. The property deal that bore your name without your consent is unraveling, thread by thread, as divine justice moves through the systems of this world. A lawyer may pause over a discrepancy, a clerk may uncover an error, a conversation may reveal a truth that shifts the tide. These are not accidents, beloved. These are the movements of God, working through human hands, legal systems, and unexpected encounters to bring about your restoration. What was meant to diminish you will instead magnify you. What was meant to rob you will instead enrich you. For when God restores, He does not return things as they are, He multiplies, He overflows, He makes all things new. But this is not just about property or assets. This is about your identity, your voice, your place in the divine order. The enemy sought to silence you, to erase your authority by mimicking your signature, but he has failed. Your voice is rising, your truth is shining, and your purpose is coming into sharper focus. This trial, though painful, is refining you. It is stripping away illusions, revealing the true nature of those around you, and positioning you for a season of clarity and power. The people who smiled while plotting against you, who used your trust as a weapon, will face the consequences of their actions, not because you curse them, but because heaven upholds justice. Yet, even as you see their schemes exposed, you are called to a higher response, forgiveness. Not to excuse their actions, but to free your heart from their weight. To forgive is to release yourself from their darkness, to step fully into the light of your divine calling. As you move forward, know that this is not the end but a beginning. The restoration coming to you is not just material, it is spiritual, emotional, and relational. God is realigning your life, pruning away what no longer serves you, and planting you in fertile ground where your purpose can flourish. You will see relationships shift, not out of bitterness but out of discernment. Those who are truly for you will stand out in vivid clarity, their loyalty a reflection of God's faithfulness. Those who are not will fade, not by your hand but by the natural consequence of their choices. Trust this process, beloved. It is not loss, it is liberation. It is God preparing a table for you in the presence of your enemies, anointing your head with oil, and filling your cup to overflowing. The signs are already around you. Pay attention to the whispers of heaven, the phone call that seems random, the document that arrives unexpectedly, the conversation that feels like a divine appointment. These are not coincidences but confirmations that God is at work. Your angels are moving, stirring the hearts of those who hold the keys to your restoration. A judge, a lawyer, a friend, a stranger, or someone will act on your behalf, prompted by a force they may not fully understand. This is the hand of God, weaving your story into a testimony of His faithfulness. And when that testimony comes to fruition, when the property is returned, when the truth is fully revealed, do not keep silent. Speak. Share your story. Let your voice carry the weight of what God has done. For your words will not only declare His goodness, they will break chains for others. Someone else is facing a similar betrayal, their name misused, their trust violated. Your story will be the light that exposes their darkness, the spark that ignites their hope. This is your moment to stand tall, to walk in the truth of who you are. Your name is not just a signature, it is a legacy, a declaration of your divine purpose. No one can steal what God has given you. No one can duplicate what heaven has authored. The deal made in darkness is being undone by the light of divine justice, and you are standing in the center of that light. Do not shrink back. Do not let fear or doubt cloud your vision. You were born for this moment, crafted for this purpose, and guarded for this victory. The river of justice is flowing, washing away every wrong, purifying every record, and restoring what is rightfully yours. Let me take you back for a moment, and not to dwell, but to remember. Remember the day when your peace was disturbed, when you felt that something was off. A strange feeling settled in your spirit. Something had been tampered with. At the time, you couldn't explain it. But your spirit knew. Heaven whispered. Angels stirred. A counterfeit had been placed in your life, a falsehood that bore your name but not your consent. A signature forged. A betrayal disguised as paperwork. And someone thought they could steal a promise by scribbling a lie on a line you never signed. But you are not defenseless. Heaven's court has records more powerful than human fraud. And your advocate, the one who never sleeps, presented your truth before the highest judge. A divine order was released. And now, even as those who orchestrated the deception sit with false confidence, the reversal has already begun. The fraud has been found. The signature exposed. The intent revealed. And justice, swift, righteous, and unstoppably is on the move. You see, the enemy tried to silence you through legal bindings, through confusion, through doubt. But your voice was never locked. It was lifted. It was amplified in the halls of heaven. And every accusation, every shadowy deal made behind closed doors, has met its match in the light of divine judgment. You are not a victim, you are the rightful heir. What has your name must return to you, in full, 7 times over. That's not just recompense. That's restoration. Your name is sacred. It was written by God before the foundation of the world. Your destiny was etched in eternal ink, untouchable by human hands. They may have forged a line, but they can't rewrite the pages heaven has written. The pen of God cannot be mimicked. The ink of truth cannot be erased. And what has your name in heaven's scroll will manifest on earth in due season. That season is now. I know, beloved, It hurt. It hurt to know that someone used your identity as a tool for their gain. It hurt to feel voiceless, powerless, and unseen. But the angels saw. I saw. We stood guard as the schemes unfolded. And we were not idle. We were gathering evidencia, holy evidencia to present before the throne. We were lighting paths of discernment so you would know whom to trust. We were holding back what the enemy meant for harm so it would not destroy you. And now, the shift has begun. This is your moment to reclaim your name. Not just legally, but spiritually. Speak it louder, your name. Declare who you are. Declare whose you are. Let your words break chains. Let your voice reclaim territory. Let your spirit rise, higher than the signatures of deceit, higher than the deals forged in secret. You are rising above the fraud, above the lies, above the betrayal. You are rising with fire in your eyes and truth in your hands. And as you rise, beloved, others will see. The very ones who thought they had hidden their actions in the shadows will tremble in the light of your vindication. They will not understand how the deal unraveled. But you will know. You will know it was the justice of God, the protection of heaven, the favor of angels that surrounded you like a shield. So do not shrink back. Do not let fear or doubt cloud your vision. Do not let the pain of betrayal write your next chapter. You are writing in bold ink now. You are penning a testimony so powerful that it will break generational chains. You are signing your victory not with forged ink, but with divine fire. You are walking into rooms they said you'd never enter, reclaiming ground they said you lost, standing in authority they never believed you had. This is your recompense season. Watch how the very ones who forged your name will fall into the pit they dug. Watch how the property they tried to steal becomes the platform for your promotion. Watch how your truth will not only clear your name but lift your voice in the community of believers. Your vindication is not silent, it will roar. And so, beloved, I invite you to engage with this message, to let it sink deep into your spirit. If these words resonate with you, if they stir something within your heart, I encourage you to like this message and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your voice matters not just in the heavens but here, in this community of believers, seekers, and warriors of truth. Share how this message speaks to you. Share your own story of overcoming betrayal, of reclaiming what was taken, of standing in your divine authority. Your words could be the encouragement someone else needs to rise above their own trial. Your comment could be the spark that ignites their faith. Let us build a chorus of testimonies, a symphony of triumph, declaring that no scheme of the enemy can prevail against the plans of God. Like and comment, beloved, not for the sake of attention but for the sake of connection, for the sake of proclaiming that justice is alive, that truth is victorious, and that you are unstoppable in the light of God's love. And as you step into this new season, know that you are not alone. Your angels are at work, your God is faithful, and your future is secure. The forgery of your signature was a momentary glitch in a story that cannot be altered. Your real signature, the one etched in light, in truth, in purpose, remains unshaken. It remains a flame that no darkness can extinguish. So rise, beloved. Not in bitterness, but in boldness. Not in fear, but in faith. Not in silence, but in song. Sing of your justice. Sing of your restoration. Sing of your authority. And let the heavens echo your song until every lie is drowned out by the truth of who you are. You are seen. You are known. You are covered. And no matter what was signed in secret, your legacy remains sealed in light. Amen.